Well, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, excited to be with you and share the news with you. This is a monster report. I'm going to bring you back in time, bring you to a current event, and show you what is going on. This is freaky, and it's something you've got to be on guard for, and why I keep hammering this local message. Okay, so pay attention to this one. It's big. Real quickly, though, mypillow.com. Go get one of these, man, in lumberjack plaid. These things are so comfortable. Oh, I love them. Up to 75% off right now with promo code lumberjack, man. Biggest savings ever at MyPillow. All the other sponsor links and the affiliate link for My Patriot Supply are down below. All right, thanks for supporting the show. Now, we need to talk about Alex Stovall. Project Veritas just released this video. If you guys haven't seen it, you need to. But basically, he is a rhino shapeshifter. I'm going to share some clips in the course of this report. But the issue is much bigger than Alex Stovall, and that's what you need to understand. Yes, I'm going to show you these. Yes, it's going to be alarming, all of that. But it's not just him. And in some areas, it's even more nefarious and worse. Okay? But first, let's listen to this clip from Alex Stovall.
The Republican Party is disgusting to me. The stuff that they're doing, it should be criminal, and they should all be thrown in prison. Yes.
Yeah.
The McCarthys, the Cawthorns, the whole audit bullcrap thing that they're doing. I listen to what my counsel tells me. That's when they say go get an endorsement from somebody, I say, all right, cool. No, I don't have respect for Candace Owens anymore. Will I take her donation and take her donors? Absolutely, but it goes no further than that.
Yeah.
I would never invite her to a Christmas party.
So look, this guy is running in the Republican primary, and you don't think primaries are important, you don't think precinct caucusing is important, this is why it's so important, okay? You cannot have people like this being the front runner when it comes to November and when there's only two choices and the other person is a radical lefty that you want nothing to do with, okay? This, I'm telling you, folks, this is crucial, okay? You saw him there blast everything and slam Candace Owens and say he'll take the money, right? He is running in the Republican primary in Arizona, okay? But again, like I said, it's a lot worse than that. And for that, we're going to have to go back in time just a little bit from the time capsule was back from Georgia. But it's not that long ago. Remember, this is only from July, okay? So we're not talking that long ago. But this, I made a video on this that did really well. It's out of Johns Creek Post, the Georgia Record. Landmark Communications, the Republican political consulting firm in Atlanta that runs Democrats as Republicans, some with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. This character seems to be, from the recording, actually someone operating independently in his distaste and just wanting to get elected under that brand. Don't worry, there's more that you're going to hear from him that's going to shock you. But we need to look at this, where Landmark Communications of Atlanta, Georgia, bills itself as the go-to firm for GOP candidates to get elected in Georgia. Again, this will be linked below. I'm not going to do the whole report on this. The founder, Mark Roundtree, says this about himself on Landmark's website. Mark Roundtree is the president of Landmark Communications, which he founded in 1991. Campaigns and Elections magazine has recognized Mark as one of Georgia's 5 top influencers, as well as the go-to man for legislative candidates, GOP. Unfortunately, Landmark has a history of helping Democrats get elected running as Republicans. This phenomenon may have contributed to the absolute cesspool of corruption in the Peach State when it comes to the performance of Republican officials during the 2020 election cycle. Some of these candidates have ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, so what you're seeing here, and this is actually not even legal, but of course they're going to say, well, we became Republicans, but no, watch, okay? This is what's going on in Georgia. It's even more nefarious than this guy openly admitting in this video that he just hopes to get elected because, he's going to get elected because he's the youngest black conservative. People just want to say they voted for that, okay? But he's no conservative at all. There's more video coming up here. Nazara Daywood. Nazara Daywood ran for the Johns Creek, Georgia City Council in 2015. Johns Creek is a bedroom community of North Atlanta, now heavily populated by Asians. She's an Indian immigrant, and Landmark represented her during the Johns Creek election cycle in 2015. She was a member of the Republican leadership program when she qualified for Post 5 in Johns Creek. Nazira advertised herself as a fiscal Republican, tough on taxes, a woman with Republican family values. She was defeated for the position after information showing the complete opposite was released to the public. She was removed from the Republican leadership program after this development. Nazira is in the founder's photo below of the events Tacos, Beers, and Abortions, sponsored by the National Asian Pacific American Women's Forum. Nazira is obviously not a conservative. It was also found out during the election that Nazira is not a medical doctor. She's lying on all fronts, all accounts, okay? And you can see her here, all the pictures, okay? It's all here in this article. Okay, we're going to go on to Jordan Fuchs. Okay, another gal. She is the Georgia Deputy Secretary of State who leaked the phone call with President Trump and Secretary of State Raffensperger. She is a former vice president of Landmark. She lied about the phone call to the press and then deleted the original audio file, which was later found by an investigator. People, you need to be reminded of all this. We are in a consumer society with the news, and you got to go back and you got to remember what they're doing. We can't get caught up in the hype. Look, there is the chance, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We've never seen a president slip so far in the polls so fast, everything. Okay, to really get a conservative majority and show Americans what freedom is all about, okay? And that's what people will ultimately want. Our souls, our heart and souls breathe for freedom. They do not breathe for subjugation like Loki tries to tell them in the Avengers movie, okay? But, so she obviously was no good. Secretary of State Raffensperger, he's also implicated in here, and so on. Craig Kidd was the non-paid volunteer campaign for the Nazira Dawood during her candidacy in 2015. Vice chairman of Fulton County GOP at the time. Forced to resign after he was found using Johns Creek public resources to insert progressive candidates on the Johns Creek City Council. You got to read the whole article. I'm not going to go through it at all. I'm going to get back to the video here. You need to listen to some more of this joker talking.
Yes. Yeah. The McCarthys, the Cawthorns, the whole audit bullcrap thing that they're doing, it's just another way for them to funnel money for the American people. You know how much money they've raised from this audit? Over $10 million.
I try and tell people the audit is paramount, but it's not mission critical. What's mission critical is that we take the House back. If we get this audit done, but the Democratic Party still owns the House, it was in vain. We've got to take the House back. Once the audit is done and truth will come to light, we can make those corrections and make sure it never happens again.
Now, what I say in my own campaign is different. Granted, I don't want to seem arrogant. That's why I listen to what my counsel tells me. That's why when they say go get an endorsement from somebody, I say, all right, cool.
Now watch this joker go through and say that the racism's a problem, and then in the next clip say it's not, and then he's going to get elected due to the fact that people want to elect him simply because he's young and black. This is nuts.
They want to vote for me just so they can say that they elected the youngest black Republican in American history.
Like, it doesn't matter what your policies are, they just care about that?
Yep. That's everybody. Do you really think people care about policies? Oh yeah, you're getting a real news flash about how politics work. Racism is real. What the news is telling you, what Tucker Carlson is telling you, what Candace Owens is telling you, it's a bunch of baloney.
We cannot allow black, Hispanic, or poor white communities to believe this radical agenda, this critical race theory nonsense that they're pushing. I'm not going to tell my children that because they're black, they have less of an opportunity or they're going to be shorthanded.
You want to be less white? Vote for the young black candidate.
Now, the stuff that you will soon know could destroy the campaign. If you're not doing anything wrong, then you have nothing to worry about. But if you got skeletons in the closet, they're going to, what's in dark comes to light.
Amen. And yes, it does, Alex. And that's why, folks, it's so important for us to be involved at the local level, get to know our candidates face to face, be there at the coffee shops when maybe they start talking a little looser, okay? That's what we need. And we also need to be out there at our precinct caucuses, making sure the right people get the endorsement from the party. Okay, I love you folks. This is a big battle we're facing. It's imperative that we win for the sake of our kids, our grandkids, and the cause of freedom. All right? I love y'all. Remember, lumberjacklogicshow.com to get the best conservative merch available. All right? I love you. Peace out. Remember, subscribe if you haven't.